there, everybody. I am here with Alexi Laiho of Children of Bodom at Kuopio Rock Cock here in Kuopio, Finland. And he is going to be headlining tonight the entire festival, which is a big honor. And Alexi, how you doing?
I am cold and I need sunglasses right now, but other than that, I'm pretty good.
Oh, okay. Is the light a little too bright for you? Oh, okay, yeah. This Finnish summer is really heating us up here big time.
Oh, man. Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
It's been the worst summer ever, man.
Yeah, it's been pretty mild even for me. But anyway, I'm here for Skullbanger Media, and I'm based here in Finland, and I'm talking to Alexi here. But the big news here, Alexi, is you got your new album, I Worship Chaos, coming out October 2nd of this year, correct? Yeah, okay, worldwide. So you've dropped a few album trailers online talking about the artwork and talking about lyrical themes. And that struck me as a very important topic for me. Anyway, I think lyrics are very important in songs and things like that. And the metal genre has a rich history of really having deep lyrical meanings and just different subject matters. But the thing that got me was you said your new album was going to have some surprises lyrically. Could you elaborate a little bit on that? Or you still got to keep some secrets right now?
No, I mean, there's no secrets really. It's well, one of the examples was the song called Morean that I was explaining about, you know, and that sort of thing. I sort of things like you know, Morean is like a goddess of the underworld, and you know, witchcraft in general. It's something that I'd been like intrigued in since I was a kid, really, and well, the last couple of years, you know, I've actually learned a lot about it, and I guess I just sort of automatically incorporated that world into the music and especially in the lyrics. Okay. So there are a couple of songs where, you know, people who would know anything about that kind of stuff, you know, could definitely pick it up, you know, pick up that vibe, yeah.
Sure. Okay. And I actually Google searched the goddess Morean, assuming I got the right Google search. I don't know if it's a deity from different pantheons or not, but is it the Irish goddess that you? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I found the right one. So
you got the right one.
Yeah. Okay. So what? How did you find? I mean, you're Finnish, and I mean, we can all find things now around the world, but what made you interested in this particular Irish goddess and to make a death metal love story, so to speak, about it?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't really matter, you know, whether it's Irish or Indian or, you know, what have you. It's really just the fact that, you know, kind of like, you know, Kali, which is more of like a Hindu goddess, you know, and she's one of the goddesses of the underworld, you know, and Kali's actually been, well, yeah, she's been in like one of the songs on the previous album, and you know, I guess I just wanted to do something different, and like I said, you know, it's not necessarily anything about the Irish or the Celtic world, really. You know, it's more about just the fact. I mean, it's more about just the story and the fact that Morean basically, in that song, Morean could be anybody for anybody, you know. So I think that's really the beauty of the song, that a lot of people could relate to it. Cause yeah.
Okay, great. So now let's speak of the album overall in terms of maybe musical style. Now we've got the Morean song already that we've heard, and me listening to it and going back and listening to some of your previous material, this one is a little bit slower. Keyboards seem to play kind of a heavy role in this song, and it had more of a and for lack of a better word, a little bit of a groove to it. Now that's a little bit different than some of your previous stuff. Is this an indication of more of what's on the album, or can you elaborate on any of that at all?
Well, it's. Yeah, I mean, Morean's is just, I mean, it's a mid-tempo song, you know, so I mean, it's not like, you know, total craziness, you know, all over the place, but, you know, there's obviously, there's going to be a lot of fast tracks on the record, but it's definitely heavier, and I would say that it does have that groove that you were talking about. It's funny that you mentioned it, because I think that's one of the things that makes it kind of heavier, and and also just the fact that structure-wise, the songs are like that. They're definitely simpler. You know what I mean? So they're kind of like more approachable, which makes the whole thing a lot catchier.
You're making a simpler song? Oh, yeah. Super complex. Yeah, simple for this guy, I guess. You know?
I'm getting old, dude.
Oh, now, come on.
You heard me.
Yeah. All right. All right. Now I'm gonna give you a multiple choice question here. You can dodge the first part and answer the second part if you wish. But I'm going to ask: Are there any song titles that you want to spill, or if you want to dodge that question, what part of this album or aspect of this album are you the proudest of? But if you want to answer both.
Well, the songs, I mean, my favorites at the moment, you know, they kind of, you know, that list changes every day, but it seems that, like, Morean and the title track, I Worship Chaos, a song called Horns, and, yes, and a song called Widdershins. Those seem to be the ones that, you know, are going to stick with me in the long run. Yeah. You know, so they're definitely, oh, yeah, and the opening track I heard, dude, I mean, there's actually a lot of good songs on that album. Wow. It really does rock.
Of course it does. Well, great. Okay, so now you're playing Kuopio Rock tonight, and you played in Tampere with Nightwish and Sonatica. Or Sonata Arctica. Yeah. So that was
enough.
Sonata Arctica. Yeah. So that was a pretty big show for you, and that's the only 2 days I've seen that you played recently, and now you're taking a break until October, until after the album comes out. Is that correct?
No, we're gonna do
bands in town lied to me.
Yeah, we're gonna do a bunch of shows in Asia. We do Loud Park in Japan, which is it's pretty huge. Do a couple of shows in China, and then we have something very, very awesome lined up right after Japan, but I can't talk about it yet because it's not like 100%. Yeah, gotcha. But dude, I mean, if it's gonna happen, it'll be awesome. Oh, man. So basically, we're gonna stay on the road until October, which is when we start the European tour.
Oh, okay, so, yeah. Okay. I didn't see any of those dates. I was like, there's a gap here. Okay, all right.
Yeah, not so much with the gap, man.
Yeah, all right. Well, now being from the United States, I have to ask, U.S. dates, are they getting lined up right now? Or?
Yeah. Okay. Working on them as we speak. So I think the plan right now is to start the U.S. tour in February, maybe. Okay. Or you know, beginning of the next year. Anyway.
Sure. I got you. Now, here's something I'd like to ask you. You started off in about 1997, 98, something like that.
Yeah, 97. That's the first album came out.
Okay, yeah. Sure. So. You've gained a lot of success in the post, I guess, digital download era and things like that. So what a older band would typically gain success by, a band such as you or any newer bands probably has to approach things a little bit different. Do you have any advice for a newer band coming out, like what it would take to succeed in a digital world today for downloading music, or just the music business today and how it's changed?
Well, If somebody needs technological advice, you don't want to come up to me and ask any questions. But I'll tell you this though.
Or just the business.
I mean, certain things, you know. I know the whole music world and music business has changed. It's gone upside down, really. I mean, it's crazy, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm not going to cry about it. Sure. But certain things have not changed. For example, the fact that you have to know how to play. I mean, it's a necessity. You cannot fucking rely on Pro Tools or anything. Because let me tell you something, man. Like, you can't like rely on the fact that, you know, the records are gonna sell or any of that. However, you can rely on the fact that you can tour the world for the rest of your life if you can take the touring world and if you know how to play a kick-ass live show. So that's basically. It's kind of gotten to that point where that seems to be the most important aspect of being in a band, which in our case is pretty awesome because that's what we've always been about, you know.
Yeah, and I think with metal bands, I think touring has always been the backbone of metal bands.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's great. Now, before we get out of here, I've got to ask you. I'm from Tennessee, you know, heart of Elvis country. You know?
Been there.
Yeah. And Now, you've been known to do covers. You know, you do cover songs and stuff. So I always try to ask metal bands, if you was to do a cover of an Elvis song, what would Children of Bodom do?
Oh man, that's the thing, man. You know, it would feel so wrong to do that. So many levels, and you know, and this is a guy who's covered Britney Spears and like, just name it. But I think it would be just like both like so hysterical and probably so bad to do like Love Me Tender or something like that, but like a kind of punk rock black metal version.
Sure. What
Actually,
you need to do,
pretty cool.
you need to grow the sideburns, the 70s Elvis.
Yeah.
Grow the sideburns and let it rock.
Yeah, I can make him bullshit.
Cool. Well, Alexi, I know you've got stuff to get to. I know you don't want to miss Hello Helsinki coming on out here. And
I never do.
Hey, thanks a lot for your time. Really appreciate it.
All right.
See you later, guys.
By a shooting star.